a couple of videos, at your local favorite coffee shop or restaurant. But normally you would be sitting at the table with your friend and drawing these two little diagrams out on a piece of paper or napkin, even on your business card. But for the sake of filming and that we don't have a coffee shop we can use, we've put this on a whiteboard so that you can see the interaction. So just assume this whole thing's happening at your favorite local coffee shop. Well, Michael, it's good to see you again. It's been a couple of weeks since we got together. And,
something like that.
I remember last time we talked, we were talking about, your new girlfriend and, maybe we're not going to talk about that. But, we got into some political questions with all this election stuff coming up. And,
yeah. Yeah, it's tough to find any answers there.
Well, it certainly seems like it. Everybody's got a different opinion on all of these things. And I've been thinking about some of the things that we've talked about, and I want to see if I can take all of the stuff we've talked about and kind of condense it down into a little diagram. And the question is really, how do we fix these things? How do we make life better? I want life better. You want it better.
Sure.
How are we going to go about that? And so let me just show you something here. I'm going to use the word broken, and I'm going to say everything's broken. Certainly a lot of things that we've talked about, we've said they're in trouble. But I'm going to put broken into like three broader categories. I think human relationships are broken. People don't like each other. Countries don't like each other. There's all of that relational problem. I think another thing that's broken is my relationship to the earth. I say, hey, Earth, give me some nice, good, organic food to eat, and I'm going to pollute you. I mean, we've had a lot of those conversations.
Yeah.
And yet the Earth isn't really very good. Earthquakes, tsunamis, tornadoes, hurricanes. Earth's killing us by the millions. So I'd say things aren't going too well on that front either. And I think another category that I would say is broken is just the whole spiritual, cosmic dimension, meaning of life, what's life all about? Or it's at least confusing.
Definitely.
And I know we had that conversation, and I think here's a word, perfect. We don't often use that word, but what we think is, why can't we all just get along? I mean, we've seen the bumper sticker in town all over the place, coexist. Why can't we all just get along? Why can't we just have harmony in life? Mm-hmm. And so what we really want to do is fix it. We want to make it better. And so I'm going to suggest there's two approaches on how to make things better. The first one I call man's plan. And man's plan is merit. Merit simply means to do good. If I can do more good and less bad, kind of move the scales, and then the next generation builds on that. Little by little, we'll get better and better.
Right.
And there's something inside of me that really does want to be better. I really do think things are better. But merit always leads to duty. Duty comes along and it says, you have to. You have to do this and you have to do that. And then duty always leads to fear and guilt. I can spell sometimes. Always leads to fear and guilt, because either I didn't do it right, or I feel guilty because I should have done something and I didn't do it, I did it wrong, or I didn't tell somebody. And there's something inside of me that says, do it again and do it right this time. And so I think it kind of creates a life down here. I think it's a life that's searching. Always kind of searching for some answers to make things work. I've had people describe it as no hope or empty. A friend of mine goes, no, this is the word. This is a life you live alone. I'm responsible to do it myself. And I would say there's just seems like a series of questions about life that should have answers and just, for whatever reason, don't have the simple answers. Why can't we just all get along? Seems like it should have a simple answer. The other plan to fix things is what I call God's plan. And God said, I made everything perfect to begin with, and you broke it, and you can't fix it. And God said, I'm not going to fix it today, but what I will do is I'll forgive you for breaking it. And we all know that word forgive. When I done something wrong and you forgive me, we both know that I kind of owe you something. You can call in a favor. It's like, oh, Gary, hey, man, I forgive you, And oh, by the way, I'm moving this weekend and I want you to help me move my piano. And I know that's a fact. And I already moved your piano once and I'm not going to move it again. But that's kind of how we see forgive. There's always a condition that comes with it. This isn't that kind of forgive. This is a different kind of forgive. It's 100% forgive. It's I forgive, and there's no strings attached. I forgive because if I am 100% forgiven, then I'm free. And if I'm free, then I can love. And love's that relationship word. And the things that we describe as broken, no matter what kind of category it is, it's some kind of relationship that's broken, and we're trying to fix it. And so I would describe this life down here as one that now has inner peace. It has hope, content, together. Being left-handed, we write downhill. But that's okay, because you're a lefty too, so we can do
I feel
this.
your pain.
we could do the left-handed right downhill stuff. And so I think these would be words that would describe that kind of a person. And so let me just ask you a question. What do you think of this whole concept, this whole idea?
I mean, I would say this side kind of makes sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
It seems it's how the world works. This side, I don't know, is a little more broader. It doesn't quite make as much sense as this one to me.
Yeah. I mean, they are different approaches to the thing. Let me ask you kind of a little different question. Out of these 6 words, merit, duty, fear, and guilt, forgive, free, and love, which of those 6 words do you think is like the most difficult or hardest to do? What would be your thought?
Hardest to do. I guess I'd probably say forgive.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. You know, I've showed this little thing to a lot of people, and over the years, probably 99% of the people that I talk to immediately go to that same word.
Okay.
So you're in good company. You know, this is really the key word that makes this whole thing kind of work, and it's kind of a complicated word. Here, let me show you something that kind of helps explain this whole thing. So here we have, you know, a nice perfect piece of paper, you know, represents me or a person, and then you know, then there's things that aren't quite right, you know, things that I've done wrong, and maybe some pretty serious things that are wrong, and so then the question then becomes, how do I get this back to this?
I don't know if you can.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, I had a guy once said, I could iron this and I can put some Scotch tape, you know, and it can look, and he said, and it can look pretty good. And I said, but will it ever be perfect like this?
Probably not.
No, probably not. Actually, not.
No. Sure.
And yet, you know, if this is me, and there's problems, it still, it doesn't mean it's lost value. It still has a lot of value. And so what this forgive word, we'll talk about it, what that does is that forgives all of these mistakes. And so really this then represents the reality now, you know. But there's no way I'm gonna walk around, you know, at work, you know, going, oh, here's me, you know. No, I'm gonna go like this, you know. Nobody's gonna see the real me. And so this word, like you said, this is really the key word. That how do we get from here back to here? How do we actually get free so that we can experience that love? And so, you know, what I'd like to do and get together, you know, next week and see if we can unpack that word free a little bit. In the meantime, what I'd like you to do is
free or forgive.
Forgive.
Okay.
Yeah. What I think would be something interesting for you to try would be, you know, show this to some of the other guys at work. You know, now that you've seen the big picture of life, and you know, see what they think. See if they come up with the right answer. You know, probably you could just take a picture of it, put it on your phone, and then
sure.
You know, and you could.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Get asked them, and then we can get together next week and really kind of unpack, you know, that it's really a complex word, forgive.
Yeah.
So, well, hey, it's been good getting together with you again.
Yeah.
And I will come this weekend and help you move. But,
Thank you.
But I'm not going to move your piano.
Okay, well, that's fair.
And I might move your desk.
Okay.
You
were so good at it the first time.
You know, yeah, but maybe I'll bring my chainsaw this time and we'll cut your desk out.
Well, no one's buying it on Craigslist, so go for it.
Yeah, well, you know, if it's broken, we can get rid of it. So, well, hey, it's been fun getting together, talking about this stuff, and then we can finish it up next week.
Sounds good.
Okay,
thanks.
Hey, catch you later.
See ya.